This narrow sea passage, just 21 miles wide at its narrowest point, carries nearly 20% of the world's daily oil supply. Every day, massive oil tankers pass through it, transporting the fuel that keeps the global economy running. But in the event of war, this very route can turn into a deadly trap. This is the Strait of Hormuz. And how does Iran take control over other ships? Let's find out. Beneath the sea, naval mines are laid, silent, patient weapons waiting for the right moment. Some mines are simple, floating near the surface, detonating instantly upon contact with a ship. But others are far more dangerous. These are advanced bottom mines, resting quietly on the seabed, listening to ships passing above them. Every ship has a unique sound, a distinct acoustic signature, and these mines identify an attack based on it. You can't see them, you can't hear them, and when they strike, it's already too late. To control this critical passage, Iran's Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps Navy adopts an unconventional strategy. Instead of large warships, they rely on small, fast attack boats, known as the Mosquito Fleet. These include Ashura-class, Tariq-class, and Bogamar speedboats, lightweight, extremely fast, and hard to catch. Their objective is simple: attack, but not alone. They strike in swarms. An American destroyer is one of the most powerful warships in the world, but even it has limits. Its radar, defense systems, and weapons can only handle a limited number of targets at once. So what happens when dozens of small, fast boats attack from all directions? The system becomes overloaded, targets blur together, decision-making slows down, and in that moment, even the most powerful ship becomes vulnerable. But these boats don't just fire bullets or rockets, they lay traps. Their method is simple: no high-tech systems, no complex machinery, just a boat and a mission. Under the cover of darkness, or hidden among civilian vessels, they enter busy shipping lanes. Then from the rear, crews push heavy naval mines into the sea. 1, 2, maybe 3, and they're gone. The job is done in seconds, and by the time anyone realizes, the mines are already in place. Iran is estimated to possess between 2,000 and 6,000 naval mines. In a narrow passage like the Strait of Hormuz, even a few can halt global trade, send oil prices soaring, and trigger an international crisis. So the question is, how do you fight a weapon you cannot see? The answer is simple. You don't fight it. You destroy it before it's used. This is where U.S. Central Command changes strategy. They don't wait for mines to be deployed. They strike first. This is called a preemptive strike, eliminating the threat before it emerges. Mine-laying boats are destroyed in ports. Storage facilities are targeted. No boats, no weapons, no threat. But this isn't guesswork. It's intelligence-driven. RC-135 aircraft intercept communications. P-8 Poseidon monitors maritime activity. Human intelligence provides critical insight. Together, they build a complete picture: where a target is, when it will move, and when it is most vulnerable. Then comes the strike. An MQ-9 Reaper drone hovers silently, locks onto its target, and fires a Hellfire missile. The missile tracks continuously, predicting movement and striking with precision. At the same time, warships launch cruise missiles, while bombers drop GPS-guided bombs from above. This is not just an attack, it's total destruction. Boats eliminated, weapons destroyed, capability erased at its source. The result? An entire naval force neutralized before it even enters the battlefield. History has shown how quickly power can shift in these waters. Direct confrontations have led to swift and overwhelming responses. In the end, the goal is clear: control the Strait of Hormuz. Because whoever controls this passage controls the flow of global energy. And in modern warfare, victory isn't always about fighting. Sometimes, victory means stopping the war before it begins.